Asch conformity experiment.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm Abdul Rahim Rahat. Our presentation topic is the Asch Conformity Experiments. In 1951, Solomon Asch conducted an experiment to investigate the extent to which social pressure from a group could affect a person to conform. First of all, we have to understand that what is conformity? Conformity is a type of social influence involving change in belief in order to fit with a group. Also, we can say that the majority of influence. In his experiment, students were told that they were participating in a vision test, and he took students from Swarthmore College in the USA. Using a line judgment test, he used a lab to study the conformity. Using the line judgment test, Ash put a native participant in the room with some Confederates. The Confederates had agreed with advance what their response would be when presented with the line test. The real participants did not know the the real participant did not know this what was led to believe the other Confederates. These people were also real participants like themselves. Each person in the room, each person in the room had to say aloud which comparison line A, B, and C was most like the target line. The answer was always obvious. The real participant said in the last and give his or her answer in the last time. There were 18 trials in total. The Confederates have the Confederates gave the wrong answer on 12 trials. These 12 trials called the critical trials. Ash was interested to see if the real participant would confirm the majority view. Ash experiments also had a control condition where there is no real participant, and he was interested in looking at how pressure from a group could lead people to conform, even when they know the answer was wrong. The purpose of Ash experiment is to demonstrate to the power of conformity in a group of people. Thank you all. That's all from my side. Now I would like to invite my fellow mate Yashin Arafat Vida to continue the rest of our presentation.
Thank you. Hello everyone. This is Mohammad Yasin Arafat Hriday. Now I'm going to talk about my part. First part is group influence. So what is group influence? Group influence is a phenomenon that occurs when the majority of people in a group influence the thoughts and behaviors of other people within that group. Groups use their shared beliefs and experiences to strengthen the group, which can be positive or negative. There are five influences on group behavior: interdependence, social interaction, perception of a group, commonality of purpose, and favoritism. Besides, group influence makes people have a sense of belonging through the bond they share. Okay, the line on the second card, the correct answer was always obvious. The task seemed easy to the participants. Indeed, because the participants all agreed on the first few trials. Second, distortion of his judgment. But then something odd began to happen. From the perspective of the participant in the group who answered last on each trial, all the answers of the first 6 participants seemed to be wrong. In fact, unanimously wrong. And this pattern persisted. Over and over again, the first 6 participants provided answers that contradicted what the last participant believed to be correct. The third party's distortion of disagreement. Participants provided answers that contradicted what the last participant believed to be correct. The last participant faced the dilemma of whether to follow his or her own perceptions or follow the group by repeating the answer everyone else was giving. As you might have guessed, this experiment was more contrived than it appeared. The first 6 participants were actually Confederates who had been instructed to give anonymously erroneous answers in many of the trials. That's all from me. Now I would like to request my next member to deliver his speech, who is
Thank you.
Afran Nur.
I'm gonna talking about the critical trial second part. If a partners who really gives the correct response of the of 1-2 with the partner yielding drops to only 5% of the critical trials compared to 37% with a partner all through subjects report warrant a good feeling towards the partner. Partner supports is a very strong communication rather than the group support. Uh, if if the group says one thing that corrects, but if your partner yielding and he says no with the group, you will choose your partner sides and go with your partners. He already choose their own independence. So the partnership variation shows that much of the power of the group. The group not came merely from its numbers, but from the unanimity of its opposition. When that unanimity is punctured the groups. But if we says convince us they are right, this is called the international this is called the informational conformity. But sometimes we conform because we are appreciations that the group will disapprove. If we are debating, this is called the normative conformity. Thank you. Now I'm gonna passing to our Asma Binta Islam RP. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Noor, for giving me the thank you so much, Noor, for giving me the chance to speak. Well, my part is the conclusion. Kind you please pass the slide as well? Can you give my conclusion slide? Thank you so much. Okay, so let me start. When after the experiment, everyone was interviewed and they were asked why they did that, and the repliers said that they did not really believe their answers, but had gone along with the group for fear of being mocked or thought exceptional. Apparently, people conform for two main reasons: because they want to fit into that group, or because they believe that group is better informed than them. Well, from the whole experiment, we get to know four terms that increases conformity. So first one is the characteristic of the group. Well, the more attractive a group appears to its members, the greater its ability to produce conformity. Furthermore, a people's relative status standing, and of someone within a group is critical. The lower a person's status in a group, the greater the group is. Power over the person's behavior. So the next one is the situation of the individual in responding. Well, about that, conformity is considerably higher when people must respond publicly than it is when they do it privately. As the founders of the United States noted when they authorized secret ballot in voting. Well, the third term is the kind of task with social pressure. Well, the kind of task people working on unknown tasks or questions, those they don't know the answer at all or have to think for, creates the more sensitive to social pressure. Well, they get into social pressure more when asked to give an opinion on something such as a type of clothing, fashionable ways, or what is more good for them. A person will more likely yield to pressure than asking a question of fact. In tasks at which an individual is less qualified than others in the group makes conformity more likely. For example, a person who is unusual with computer users, computer use may feel pressure to give an opinion about computer brands when they are in a group with experienced computer users. Well, the last term is unanimity of the group. Well, unanimity of the group is groups that commonly support a position show that most noticeable conformity pressure. But what about the case in which people with distancing views have a partner in a group known as social partner who agrees with them, having just one person present who shares the minority well point of view insufficient to reduce conformity pressures. Well, in this experiment, Ash was interested in looking at how pressure from a group could lead people to conform even when they knew that the rest of the group was wrong. The reason of Ash experiment is it demonstrated the power of conformity in a group. Well, that's all. Thank you. Thank you so much. Can you give our thank you slide? Thank you so much. That's all from us. Thank you.